What's up, Lou?
You entered the black light, exited the mask.
Shells.
You entered the black light, exited the mask. You entered the black light, exited the mask.
Yo, we back again. If you throw it in the towel, then you're back in sin. We need the Holy Spirit, please let the chaplain in. He at the front door, chilling with a childish grin. We can now begin. Now the truth be told, we're riding on the light to let the youth get old. And following the one that will soothe your soul and take your bad situation and improve your role to release your flow. It's a long stretch to loosen all the nooses from the baby's necks. And tell the young ladies they should save the sex. And tell the young guys not to break their neck for the place of sex to get the paycheck. And real women really don't play that. A wise lesson learned really, really way back. I used to okay that. The Lord saved me, Jack, from a life of whack. Come on.
Into the black light, exited the mask.
Oh,
You
yeah.
entered the black light, exited the mask. You entered
Yeah,
the black
you might want to start paying attention on this next verse.
You entered the black light,
Give
exited
me
the
your
mask.
attention for a minute. Damn. Come on. We from the same cut, but playing different positions. A top secret message got the president attention. Do what you do, just make the good folk listen. And trust me, yo, it's not about who you kissing. There is a plan to see you chewed up and shit out. The devil's burning red from the fire that we spit out. We on to get up, the hell with that down low. Cherish the gift of the wisdom that we found, yo. Still on the mission with the daily agenda. Your head's been cloudy, so I doubt you remember that I walk with the king of kings beside me. Just like the root in India, I read. I volunteer, know the Lord didn't hire me. It is the spirit that inspired me. Water of life to show the chief where the fiery. We have no time for those that be acting grimy.
Yeah, I get it.
You see the light now? Boy, I've been talking to y'all for a while. You see, you thought this was for like some type of game. Man, revolution. Yeah. When you free your mind, your ass will follow. That's for real. And some of y'all locked up so bad, don't nobody have to put chains on you. Hell, you chain yourself down mentally, spiritually. Come on, free your mind, dude. You a king. Free your mind, chick. You a queen. Let me get something with some feel to it, some funk to it. Come on. I think I like that. Can we get some heavy drums in there? More like Caribbean. Caribbean. Yeah.
That's government shit.
Bounce to this.
That's all government.
I'm just a black man title, yo, give me that. I like them imports, never push the Cadillac. And would you figure, Mr. Man, while you're kicking back with
That's
sick
all
planes to get you stacked, making chickens fat? You know you into that, chilling with your timber cat. Intoxicated to the point, past sinful acts. Be very nimble, Jack, or Jill will get a water back. And have your heart broke just like a heart attack. Look where your power at, no, not the mitral cats. It's deeper than tats and hurricanes and old maps. The spirit flows, so my folks throw daps. Meant for the wise as well as the spoiled brats. So you can fold up or either you can fold back. I hold no judgment over those that have chose crack. Terror over habit that has been proven to hold back. With God on your side, you can get your soul back. Yeah, we need some 3 parts on this, man. So I can't carry this boys that chorus. Come on, line up. Yo, I need y'all 3-part harmony on this. I don't know how you can work it out, but work it out. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it, profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it, profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Into the room, you feel a certain doom. You might lose your hearing from the sonic boom. Out of the mouth is a sword and I'm taking you out. You try to stop me and I'm faking you out. Man, I wish I had an apprentice to build this work. Collaborate on synthesis. And I hope you remember this. Keep your enemy near to you. Far away, keep those that are dear to you. I hate beer, but I used to drink the brew. Heavily until the little habit turned deadly. I used to have a bud every day and all week. Intoxicated to the point where I couldn't hardly speak. So through the knowledge, that means hold your head. Let the past stay dead and keep a level head. And don't be misled. Remember most of what I said. I'm hot like times in a rock, but you gotta stop from working on the block.
By the end of the night, how deep this music is. When does it profit the man to gain the world and lose the soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it profit the man to gain the world and lose the soul?
Mike's handed, I'm speaking candid. Understand this is the way that the masses demand it. I have wisdom, but God planned it. General media bandit. I blow flows on beaches and make you wonder where the sand went. The Taliban spent more time in design to destroy cities. My rhymes inspire minds. I'm known as Big Papa, but I ain't your daddy yet. But I could be your bro if you could get the concept. There be many that stand whenever I rip, but it's devastation whenever I rip. I spit flows that hit like mouth on tits, straight legit. You fake rappers need to understand that felonies, gunfights and drugs don't make a true MC. And I will do more than talk this talk. I will defiantly walk this walk. There's no need to spaz. Your nose bleeding while I'm beating your ass. You in the cesspool.
Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it profit?
Ancient tiny secret now. Yes. Did you not pay attention in your history class? Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up, son. It is written that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. And that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So take your position. Don't you know you are part of that scripture, yo? Yo, you've been getting in the way and what you knock you down. Yes, but we gon' bring the light, yeah. A Max Speed production, baby. You know what it is. Listen, I'm known to tell you to fight back. There's no need to sell crack just to live fat. Why don't black superstars simply give back when they know it's a struggle just to live black? Can you picture that, Mr. Aristocrat? I'm coming from the bottom, rising to the top, and conscious is the tone on the CDs I drop. I won't flip-flop like a black bass, but I will put a message in the song before I hook your ass. See, we're first-class living, worse than slaves of the earlier days, and we adapted the ways of the slave master. I stand upon it, the very rock which put your people in bondage just to get 100. The big face kind, and it don't matter if it's making people lose their freaking mind. That's why I'm speaking mine. Hopefully they change yours to pull you out of these streets from these drugs and strange whores. Huh. Is anybody there? Is there love out there? Is anybody there? Is there love out there? It's like we died inside, no longer having pride. We're still for rides, a new skill to hide. And like the red tide, go and get our heads dyed. Rebel against the laws in the cities we reside. Sleep the circumstance, though our eyes open wide. Fail to coexist, let alone coincide. Eat chicken many ways, but prefer it fried. Like your man on death row when his relatives cried. Is death a mistake because somebody lied? And we can only pray that Christ is by his side. Convicted on the statement implied with no proof. Now will the warden cry that he killed another youth? I truly doubt it. That's why we stay in the booth. Just cause it ain't enough, we should demand and show proof. And if they overlook our voices, then we raise the roof. Which one of y'all dudes? Is there love out there? Is anybody there? Is there love out there?
I guess they scared right now. They like, what's he gonna say? I show you how stupid they are. Told y'all they stupid.
I feel like I'm a slave, maybe slave. You know, man. You made a serious mistake.
Told you they stupid. I ain't in no rush.
Slave to the system.
Drink some of my
Sound like a
celery seed water.
Come on.
Well, celery water.
Slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. Hold up a minute, fam, let me ask you this. Did your last promotion offer you an ass to kiss? Hashtag for this. I know a better way in many, honestly. Wonder why you bastard shit. Your heart's got to be right to make it from here. For animosity and hate, you can place it here. No time for pity. We partying all the way. No time to be the victim. We got a call to take. Keep you square and watch God fall the fake. A linebacker reads well before they call the play. Hoping you always say, hoping we always pray. Invest a little bit of time in the taller day. Forget the ball and play. We got stakes in Israel with much more beef than the Shaw can say. Now that's a scholar's way. No lust for the cause of throwbacks. In fact, give them all away. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free.
I guess nobody else wants to speak up.
See my folk free. Inside my circles are deep bows and little urkels, and need no brown types with no remorse if they hurt you. Many out to take you, plotting schemes for your paycheck. And no, I'm not a snitch just because I come and say that. Look, dude, I don't play that. When my boy G-Lo was killed, you know you saw me on the news. If you choose to look way back, so stay back. I'm militant like Osama, intelligent like Obama, and you can ask your mama. No need to wonder. I'm like the 10th one under the commission of the author of life. When I was younger, I would do what a thug would tend to do. And if you got the last lick, quickly remember you. Our lives change, but still things remain the same. Slave masters got these brothers' brains and chains. Yo, I'm feeling your pain. Down and out in life, saying your prayers, but not seeing the change. We in the sin name. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free.
What the goal of the billionaire class is to remake the world as a digital simulation, really, to digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit and...
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats.
Turtle, what's up, Lois?
But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work and left behind, it's where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We got pretend plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Mola worshiping pedophiles wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all
of us from carbon base to silicone base. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm sad, I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, tones, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. What's up?
I do it dance for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. A crown slash helmet. So my aircraft still spit. Cabby's hand down like evil sheep building. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, it caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust all over ices and veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, is a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly zone, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand, but we're healer man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm data space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case, face off. After the shape the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Sebastian Capero, a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and perils what I transmit. As a transcript, or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of pie. I don't want to go for better. I go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people, old people too, mostly black people.
Yo, it was cracking. Right under 20 minutes, but I just wanted to do that. Yeah, I was just pulling out some more stuff that I should have pulled out before, but I didn't. I'm gonna break down a few things. Yesterday, they just need to give themselves a break. But I'm not gonna talk about it. You know exactly what they're doing and what they've done, to which I don't even really care. But it is what it is. First one's gonna be about America. So I hope you're ready to take some notes. And you can be very biased in whatever you think or believe, or judge however you choose, or whatever. The last one's going to be about a certain group of Indians. Okay. Actually, it's going to entail all of these Native Americans. Not to be a blemish, but we're going to get to the bottom of something. Okay. But first, I want to start with this. Okay. Before I even go anywhere. Okay. So, somebody asked me a good question, because it's going to be about America. Okay. And I said, well, you know, when we talk about America and we talk about a Mary, there was somebody said they watched something. I says, I don't want to see the video. I don't have a lot of space. I'm not saving. I don't want to see it. But they had a good question, and it was about the word Mary. And they said, well, some sister or some brother. I says, what did they say? They said, do you know the breakdown of copper? I says, I remember, but I don't remember because I work with it so much. I said, let's find copper breakdown, right? Mineral breakdown. I don't think that's the proper thing, but I just wanted to do it in front of y'all. Most of the world's copper comes from the minerals calcifite and calcite. Okay, and I guess you would know that is what it would look like. Okay, let me disconnect this. It's charging slow. All right, so just bear with me here. So the minerals, the formula, you have olivine, agvite, axonolite, serpentine, talc, chlorite, dolomite, calcite, magnetite, pyroxene, pandolite, and chalcolite, which is, I guess, from its longevity. However, that's what they say as far as the content, which could be anywhere from 60% to 5%, and some others 13, 1%, 0.4, 0.8, and 0.5% in these to make what they call copper. And when he was explaining to me what she was talking about, I was like, okay, as far as me, like to invent welding and all that stuff, and soldering, smelting, and all that, I've never seen that. I think somebody got it mixed up because they want to always push the color narrative, to which people need to really get away from that illusion. So I would prefer to go to the chemical analysis. What at least they say, and they're only showing what we've always known. We're just not practicals. We're not all afforded that like we used to be in the ages of old. Okay. So I said it's very important that I go ahead and raise that. And why? Because I expressed to y'all this land was not called America. It has nothing to do with what you think it is. It would be more like on papyrus as a covenant. That means a righteous people. And it's not so, and don't get caught up all in the religious bullshit of it. Okay? Because everyone knows, you can go back 720 years, that ancient Hebraic writings and hieroglyphs were found out throughout all America. The mounds, especially the ones they had to destroy. All right? And we're talking about paleo. We're not talking about this fake stuff that these individuals are speaking today. It is nowhere in comparison. Nowhere in saying it's a hybridized, bastardized language. But that's what it is that they speak. And all our people follow suit. You know, I get tired of seeing our people follow suit. Now, you can look this information up. You can go into the SteamEd or whatever. There's a plethora of places where you can get into the. This one's from about 8 years ago. Decalogue parchment by Jagutio Sulfa. The Los Lunas Decalogue, in Spanish, 10 Commandments stone in New Mexico. I was first surprised to learn about ancient Paleo-Hebrew scripts closely related to Phoenician script. So you're going to get some Phoenician and Sumerians, and you know who the idiots, the incestual things running around claiming to be the gods of everybody, because regardless of all that, they're nine. They're nine. None. Nine. Okay? I had wondered why, if true, this wasn't a mainstream topic of conversation. Surely, I would have heard or seen this on the many unsolved mystery type shows that I always enjoyed, but I hadn't. No one around me had either. I'm no historian or expert on anything. But doesn't this deserve a second look? Where are the critical thinkers? Is this another cover-up to add to the list? And if so, why? Here are some curious things I bumped into. Excuse me. Now, there's got a stone here that I'm gonna, let me see if I can go ahead. I really don't want to download it, but I'm gonna show it to you in my full pictures. I think it'd probably be best that way, if you don't mind. Okay? So, we're going to read that right quick. Okay? I'm going to read that. I've seen that song before. And trust me, these people did their best to get rid of this stuff. Okay? This stone was discovered in 1933 in the New Mexican desert south of Albuquerque, Los Lunas. And you know the enemy was hard working to get a World War II going. And still, because of 1933, Jekyll Island, also, after the banks were shut down, the reestablishment to denote the dollar is gold and silver, which wasn't written off, but to put debt to the U.S. corporation, to which is the very individuals who control Jekyll Island, the Rockefellers and all of them, the ones who are actually in debt. But pay attention to what I'm saying here now, okay? When they shut the banks down and rob people, and especially our people, of all their gold and stuff like that, now our people still want civilians. We want citizens. We want part of this fake government, this hijack, after they killed our brother, our Rex, Lincoln, okay? And they went ahead and they reestablished the monetary. Now you got to remember, this is after the so-called Great Recession. It's funny how we have a war and have a Great Recession. It was to reset because they had got rid of many old heads who still knew the truth, but there were still many more to go. So you see all the divisory tactics that are created. So, and again, when we get back into, so they weren't able to actually stop and dig up all the stuff. Now, I already expressed to you about how they went about, and you could look in the Library of Congress, all the gopherwood trees, how they stretched all the way up to Washington State, all the way through D.C., everywhere. We're talking about billions of trees. And they went on a chopping tree. That's why you had the fake old West. You had these ghost towns that would pop up out of nowhere, and they were using them to reconstruct worthless buildings. If you ever look at these pictures I tell you of the World's Fairs, you can see the ones that are not the same. You can tell. And also a caliber, you making paints at a time using certain wood pulps for certain pigments, or just, put on that would be thick. But anywho, like I said, I worked with a whole bunch of ladies with curators over the actual gopherwood trees that were left. Over 289 when I was in the Navy, and when I was about 26, 27 years old. When I was going out there and assisting these ladies and hugging these trees, and I was like, before Avatar, I was like, what in the world with all the fern, all the stuff hanging, and it felt like it was just dressing me and hugging me, the trees. And they said, isn't it amazing? I was like, if I know your background, I'll start getting rid of some of you. But that's how I was back then. I was ready to fight. And then everybody. But they treated me with respect. And I don't know why, but they did. Now, so it was discovered in South Albuquerque, Los Lunas, and still remains, as far as he's aware, this individual, this is 8 years ago. It allegedly contains the 10 Commandments, almost verbatim. If this really is pre-Columbian, it begs some questions. Of course it does. People can look at it because they can debunk, make anything. We know they made Egypt. These were both uncovered around the Hopewell Earthworks in Newark, Ohio in 1860s. Now I saw the book on this is real. This wedge was found first and apparently has Hebrew inscription on all four. It's not Hebrew, it's Paleo. This is more or less. No, this one right here, this one right here, I questioned it because it looked like somebody wanted to change something. Excuse me, when I saw this in a book. This wedge was found first and apparently has Hebrew inscriptions on all four sides, like a dreidel. Now you must remember, dreidel is not our thing. That is an Ashkenaz. That's why I said this one, I debunked it. Do y'all really want to see the picture? And I wrote the individual and told him, you're full of it. You're one of these monkeys that Ronald Reagan let loose. So let me show you what this picture looks like. That is today's Yiddish without all the, what you call it. And a dreidel is not something our ancestors played with. That is a Ashkenazi or Yaphetic or a toy that has no meaning whatsoever in the narratives. So I actually hit him on that. And then you get the one that, this one right here is one I even question, but still very possible. The below is the Ohio Decalogue under 30 miles south of the Keystone. Apparently, it was under a mound beneath the Great Stone Stack. There were other items that went missing, including plumb bobs, and I had never heard of plumb bobs before. They've been found everywhere. They look like pendulums and were used as a form of measurement for agricultural projects. They date back to the time of ancient Egypt, and of course, you will find this interesting. I would. Now, they actually have a way of going about finding these, okay? And literally, they show people actually going to quarries and finding these big stones and bringing them out. Not big, but like this, and bringing them out, and they have this funny thing like it's covered in something. Now, these people literally just breaking quarrying. And they bring these things out, it's all, you see the camera, it's while they thinking, oh, we found another one, and there's some they've destroyed, so that should litigate something. And then they take water, I'm talking about these things will blow your arm, cut your arm off. These things will cut through like 2-3 inches of steel, this water thing, and they hit around that area. They've learned this. So I've actually watched the video with a guy, they've done it so many hundreds of times, and they pull these things out. So let me show you what it looks like. So, does it mean anything? To somebody it may. To me, no. And this is how they made people so ignorant. They had everybody thinking we came from sticks and stones, and the world was made turn of the century, and all this other goofy stuff. When I've been showing you to acquiesce the truth of your thinking, not you have been conscripted. Right now, we dress stupid. They dress for meaning. To pull in things, ruffles, certain metals in certain places. The suits were even made of 100% hemp, wool, or cotton. Some undergarments had silk lining and silver. This is not a game, y'all. With copper, it was with a purpose. There's no, and then now they want you to wear synthetic stuff that even messes you up with dyes and chemicals that weren't made the way our ancestors made it. So we actually looking backwards. When I say everything is backwards, reverse, upside down, inverted, you better take that. Now, these individuals are real smart, and they know I'm playing a game here too. If they're really, really as wise as and they're not, okay? As they say, or what you starting to believe, you gotta get that out your head. And they would chill out, but they're not. Because they're stuck. They think they're not. They think that it's all just words, blah, blah, blah. And some of us who speak this way, and believe me, there's others like myself out here, they think they got it on lock when they don't. Now, I want you to look at the hair. You see that afro? That's all I'm going to say. I don't care how you feel either. Now, this one right here, the Best Creek Stone below, this one is the one I become aware of. I have a book in here, 2 books in here that has this. This is authentic. Now, mind you, I'm not saying the dreidel one is not real. In my appetite of knowing so many toys, it could be a hijacked toy because we were very good at spinning tops. This is a fact. Some of the best out there, even them Italians came here, them new age ones came here, and they were like, "What's that?" And we were showing them how we had fun. The world changed, and we always create. So this one right here, this one definitely real. This one was found in 1889 along the Little Tennessee River while excavating 3 earth mounds. It was originally thought to be Paleo-Cherokee. Now the story is that a researcher had inverted it and realized it was Paleo-Hebrew and translated it to for the Judeans. That's astonishing, if true. What the hell was going on around here then? It's fascinating. I'm still looking for the full translation of any of the above. If anyone knows or can translate, please do. In the meantime, he's going to keep searching. And he has other things that he spoke about and led to other things. Now, I want to show you this picture. Some of you may have a book and may have seen it yourselves, okay? And I know it's real. This one right here. For the Judeans. Now, back to the word America. What a lot of people Yeah, you got a bunch of Pelicans don't know the first thing what it is. All they know is red, white, and blue flag, stripes, 51 states, blah blah blah. Hawaii's not even. No, there's no which call was made. Hawaii doesn't belong to this fake ass U.S. corporation, but they're perversions. So they got their little goofy soldiers who don't know how to think on their feet, no morals, who are going to sit over there, and the ones to do and allow things to happen, they'll probably come back and commit suicide or something. But they won't do nothing because they got dumb generals, everybody put in position. Costa Rica, well, I do have some cousins, right? 87% of their food ain't no different from what the Mexicans are pushing up here as far as pesticides. That's why it's important. That's why I salute Cormil, that you sit there and you grow your own stuff without commercialization, because all the governments are the same. You know, they say an unarmed community is a safe community. Well, I have about 30 that's going to prove, and that's for a later litigation on here. That's what it's going to be, a litigation to prove otherwise. But anyway, so America in its original form up to 1933, when they were still teaching about 33, 38, 39, teaching about Tartary, because it was important. Some places still, as you see in America, a lot of these places have the name _ Tartary, even though you might say Ohio, this, that, and other, or the Republic, of which is the Republic, the Constitutional Republic. All right, and in Yiddish, it alludes to land of the covenant. America means the covenant. It's for us. When you go back, and this is what cracks me up. Because I'm going to stop something right now. Now, I read something the other day that shows you 1760 around, right? And yet you got a lot of people who claim to be white and run around playing Indian. And now all of a sudden on Tiki-Taki, Flippy-Floppy, and certain Native Americans who are African and Spaniard mix. That's why they look the way they do. All right? The real ones. That's why Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, all of them had made a statement that they would go on the restaurant stuff. Africans were allowed in, but not the Negro. Big difference, and there are plenty of them who know exactly who you are. Served with them, they know who we are. But you dumb Negroes who keep listening to these moral monkeys and all these L-Bays and all these other individuals who don't know how to actually acquiesce the truth. The covenant was us. That word for the Judeans is the land that was always guaranteed to us, but it was not for ownership. That was never in our dialect. That is a new creation. So, light skin, please come with your spirit of 1776 BS and all this. I'm sons of the Confederacy to already attack 3 of the monkey groups and all the other nonsense, because a lot of you don't want to know the truth. You're still listening to Facebook Gotta Be Fabulous, who don't know nothing, talking all out of place about Africa, this and that and that. When I even proved Africa wasn't even called that in the 1700s. They will get a book not knowing, yeah, okay, and you got a book that says it. Can you break the book down? Can you push out the fact that it will allude to something to show you that, wait a minute, this is a game? Oh, wow. No, they'll read it verbatim because they're lethargic. And they won't be able to break it down to you. But they'll run their mouths like a little woman. And certain individuals will follow them and be commenting all over the place because still need some ego stroking. Don't know nothing. Nothing at all. So, again, European colonization of North America expanded through Spanish colonists establishing themselves, and they were Negroes. Present-day Florida in the 1500s. Actually, it was after that, long after that. And there's a star fort I used to take my ex-wife to, and she'd be like, whoa, I'm saying, can you see it now? And there was no drones. All right, there was no drones back then, but we had them little helicopters that had one that had a little camera on it. It wasn't a drone. It's this little helicopter that had a little camera. You see it flying like bushcraft, right? And I would fly it over, and she's like, that's a star. Yep, I would always lose. I had like 4 of them. I lost 3 of them, 2 to 3 of them, flying them over that fort. They landed in there. And then I took her to the oldest school, and I let her speak to a guy in the tobacco shop saying, yeah, the Spaniards were coming here to learn your language. Because they had killed, you know, that's why I said it was important to know about Hernandez Salvador Zarco, Salvador Hernandez Zarco, because there's no such thing as Christopher Columbus. There's many Columbus, like there's many James, Jaimes, or whatever term or words you want to use. All right, just like there's many Jakes and Pauls and Marys. It's just the way it is. Okay. And she was like, and he says, yeah, they were coming here to learn our language. There was a brother, he had a little Spanish in him. Well, what do you expect? Okay? Our women were friendly. Now, many men were dead. And some women just felt like things happen, y'all. The fall is a fall. I'm not going to get into that deep because, we got a little dummy feminist women out there who are not our people. And we got a whole bunch of little dumb, ignorant, light skins and melanated mofos who don't have a friggin' clue because they talk one-sided and one lopsided. So that'd be for another thing as well. But so remember, to rewrite history, you have to change everything. You gotta have things not even as close to date. When I told you 1,000 years have been added on, it's not a game. People are starting to realize this. They're going, wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me put, anyway, right? And they're realizing, holy snap. There is about 800 to 1,000 years that just popped up out of nowhere. No kidding. And what was going on between that period of time, supposedly? Nothing. So we know that white settlers, listen to this. White settlers come to America 1492. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Now you see I'm gonna point something out. You see the purpose of why I was talking about that sister, licensed sister, talking about, well, white people didn't exist up until a certain time. And I says, y'all should have a look at that stuff. See what you find. That's why I put the video up. And hopefully people will watch, whatever, feel however you want to feel, believe whatever you want to believe. And that way maybe you can acquiesce and get to know something really. Okay? They have made the biggest lies in history. Everything that was going to be the thumbnail, they lie. All they do is lie. So we already looked at what America is, right? I call it Atriel. I do not call it. And there's another way to pronounce it, which is a broken phonetic. I don't like it, or whatever. Atriel is what I've always call it and always have. All right? It's like some kingdom ship. It's like some Thor going to, I'm just putting it out there. They came here looking for the city of gold and copper, right? I mean, and the reason why I say this is because I have this book this pamphlet I got to pull out about the Osage Indians, Osage. You can say Osage or whatever, Osage Indian. They have even changed them, putting them African, Spanish hybrids in there. And that's what these Native Americans are. They're African, Spanish hybrid. Oh, so what, they got little slimy eyes. I know thousands of hundreds of tribes in Africa where they look like Chinese. Some of them I follow because they in China and Japan and they vlogging. And everybody's thinking they're black Chinese or Japanese or Koreans. And they know, I'm from Nairobi, I'm from Kenya. And this is what y'all don't do. I'm the bushcrafter. I'm the guy that likes to look at stuff. I'm the guy to look at these prep channels and laugh. I'm the guy that like to follow people traveling, the Ace Live, this, that, and other, and comment on their pages with no hate because I follow them. I enjoy the content, what they do. But I can say, stop it with this out of Africa shit. Even African brothers say, Americans are not the same as us. They ain't from over here. That's their land over there. But because you have a system that purposely did this to gain out of your loss. You put red, orange, gold, and black ants in a jar, and they all chilling. Maybe the orange one's acting up a little bit, losing a leg or taking a leg here and there, but you spin that mug. Shit. That's what they doing every day, is spinning it. Y'all are in a jar. You've capitulated, betrayed by your fake leaders. We never had leaders other than the leader of Judeans, who was nothing but a big brother who walked with us, who was a younger stout, but of a knowledge. Things that were being lost to everybody else. Why do I say that? Wakanta, Wakata, Wakanta, god of the White River Osages. The White River Osages, regarded as savages by most white men and little understood by early missionaries, seem to recognize the presence of some mystery force. Remember, we had great cities. And the reason why I'm going to show you that the ones playing them now are frauds, because they knew nothing of this and the existence of immortality. They prayed and supplicated their omnific, Wakanta, totem pole stuff that we made, Mongols didn't, for divine guidance and favors. Except for right now, everybody's making them and wigwams along if they learn from us like they goofies. Sometimes in the unmeasurable depth of their savage past. No such thing. Savage don't mean what y'all think it means. It means that we lived amongst the land. We live without this curriculum of falsitude that's a narrative. There was no such thing as a word savage either. That's a new creation. Anyway, I got to walk y'all through this. Savage past. They no doubt pondered the mysteries of their creation, their environmental phenomena, and the status of the soul after death. Who the fuck will write like this if they haven't been on Earth all the time? People who decided to make their own little identity and separate themselves from everybody else. So they had to find out what everybody else already knew. In order to do that, they had to make war and take what was of value. And then ban by faith ownership. Right now, this government don't own the forest. The federal government don't own shit. The federal government is a corporation that doesn't own nothing here, but because everybody is stupid and people walking around the course, I'm a ranger of the park and I got a gun. But they dumb. They don't really know the facts. The only thing these mother suckers actually own and paid for is that DC property, which actually came out of Philadelphia, for those who don't know, because DC didn't exist. They purchased it, actually gold and stuff, and who do you think built it? They actually took over a lot of our buildings, but who do you think built it? Yeah, that's what I thought. The only ones who know how to build on this land. Until the coming of the Europeans, the Assads had no knowledge of the Bible, nor had they ever heard of the Son of God. Whatever religious convictions, they never heard of that word God even then. Whatever religions, we're going to get into that. Whatever religious convictions they possess must have been, there was no such thing as religion with them, have been communicated directly to them or through a divine intermediary received by them. So they always have to talk cult because that's all they know. It's stupid. That's what they move on now. That's what I'm telling you. I know how it ends. And there's going to be a time when they're going to look up and they're going to want to be forgiven and do it. And they don't really have no idea what's going to happen after that. So while they're here, let them keep doing their things, using the aircraft, murdering and killing, keeping division, being delusional, more machines. We can overcome this. We're getting messages. We're starting to hear something. Even them will come back. Y'all just haven't seen them. I feel bad for them. Even who detest them. Anyway, all right, with authority. And care about your little feelings because they're very emotional. That's why they got y'all so messed up. Divine intermediary received by them, and perhaps environmental manifestations of good or bad omens help guide them. Somehow they believe, they knew, they came down to earth from the sky in a vehicle. And if they lived in accordance to the wishes of Wakanta, their spirit would return to spirit land when death occurred, back to the source. I'm not going to read all of this. If you want to read this, I'm going to hold it up. I might be able to download it or something and share it at, it doesn't have a what you call, let me see, guys, let me see. I didn't look. I might be able to share it. I would have to do it off my phone. This one doesn't do that. All right, and copy the link. I will copy the link, and what I'll do is I'll copy the link, okay? Because I find it very important. So I'm copying the link right now. It's saved on my clipboard. And I'll share it, but it's the White River Valley Historical Quarterly. Very good information, and this is from 1966, okay? Let me show you a picture of what they want you to believe the people look like. They take old ancient drawings, actually real drawings, and they remember I told you cat people and Arabs, Africans and Spanish, Spain, because they were utilizing Spain once the Berbers conquered, and the Berbers, melanated people, were being utilized to conquer this land. And Native Americans don't know that they actually have real African blood in them. Oh no, it's not an ugly thing, it's a beautiful thing. Okay? And they have a lot of our blood in them. All right? But these individuals, and y'all say Mongolia, this, that, I already told you they're not the real Mongols. Genghis Khan was a Negro. I got a good friend named Jinshi. You think I'm going to forget his name? Is a good friend of mine inside over there. Very good friend of mine. A good brother of mine who laughs at the fact that people don't know stuff over here. And he even laughed at a couple of Native Americans trying to comment on me one day. He was like, he said it in whatever his language, I can't read it. And he told them, you just keep holding on to that. Because even he believes that the end is bad for them. I don't wish no bad on none of them. You know, you can't help something that was they betrayed the children and raised them up, promising them a land that they can never have. Now, mind you, some Native Americans have a lot of our bloodline in it. And they are of us. You just can't tell because y'all have gotten into the phonology and the big penal, all this nonsense that the enemy created. So you can't look beyond that. The world is not an enemy. But the enemy is making sure they have a focus, and they want to use the white as the enemy, but they want to look at us something played down because they want to exalt a fake people who are creating havoc and creating havoc all over the world. Now, they are who they say they are, but that is a creation, like everything else, a new identity. Has nothing with the truth. While it's obscurity, they attempt to get rid of your truth of knowledge and history, but there's plenty of people who still have a side-eye view, and they're like, wait a minute, there is some truth. See that? And y'all can look at these pictures, but let me show you what they attempted to crop these pictures from. Now, I'm not going to put a friend of mine who was actually an Osage, who actually is a tribal member, who actually, they wanted him because he's like, no, he doesn't recognize 3/4 of these people. He says they're not his people. And feel however you want. And he says, you are not Negro. He told them, and they didn't argue or say nothing with him. But they want to take pictures like paintings like this, and you know who that's by, right? And then they say, okay, well, we're going to make a Mongolian-looking people. You know, we're going. That's what they do. Okay? Anybody that sits on a land who are not us, with a fake identity and language, when the Ethiopians, who you shouldn't hate, told them they wasn't going to decipher, the ones who could, our teachings, our language, to which they had to destroy. Well, how you do that? You don't talk in the language. You make war, and you make sure that the youth are stolen away, put in labor camps, and make POW camps. And you tell people, this right here, we're going to release, but don't worry, we're going to make sure everybody's out. Whoa, we don't want to release. Okay, we're going to divert it. And when they release it, we get towns buried underwater with people in their beds, sleep, drowned. Talking about a Holocaust. That's why they're trying to speed up now. Ganja. Excellent video, bro. Excellent video. He had a video up there, y'all. Y'all got to check it out. If you didn't, I'm telling you, some of y'all know some of y'all just hard-headed, and I ain't trying to change you and nothing like that. I know. I don't want to badmouth you and stuff like that. It's not worth it, okay? But y'all really need to go check out Ganja's Counter-Strike. All right? Do me that favor, and I'd appreciate it. Kiramil had another one up. I don't know how many hours it's been since he had that one up, but you can go and check that one out too. There's a lot of good stuff. I think he's live right now, y'all, actually, you know. But I wanted to speak on that here in a minute as far as the Caribbean on the weather thing. I want y'all to actually not have any fear. So let's go back in here, okay? So America has nothing to do with these people running around. It's a covenant. The land is a covenant by the Paleo narrative, Paleo Hebrew. A covenant we have. They don't. It is our land. They're trying their best. See, that's why I tell you there's certain individuals, they're going to wake up. All the soldiers and all that ain't going to mean a damn thing. And when the soldiers think they're making headway, boom. When all of them got their little bloodlust, I want to cut somebody's head off on American soil, and you Jordanians. Y'all know how many of them war fighters came over because they want to get blood, working with the CIA to bring them back. Not the CIA. I can't disrespect them like that. But a lot of entities within the CIA. CIA got some good guys out there. I know too. That's all I can say. I'm not supposed to even know they know, even though they know. Look, just know this. Some regular people, you would be surprised. There's some badasses. But some old FBI guys who can't stand the state of FBI right now. I don't know what it is, but they're very quiet kept. They know exactly. They won't say it. Because you got to remember, everybody deals with how they deal. But there's some bad things getting ready to happen, man. All right, so I know a lot of you ain't prepared. Some of you are scared, and you make your own decisions. I mean, all the way through. I can't say nothing else. If you want to say a riddle is you make your decisions. The power is you. I don't care what you. If you don't want your power, then okay, just stay in the state you in. That's all I gotta say. All right, hold on to it. Okay, so let's get over here. Now, why am I saying what I'm saying? Okay. When you think about the word marry, the first thing they have to do is hijack it and take it somewhere else. And what do they do? If you want to look between 1919 and 1919 and 2009, let's look at Mary as both an Estonian and Finnish surname, meaning sea, and a feminine given name. Notable people with the name include surnames Arnold Mary or Morty, stuff like that. If you remove the A. But Mary, remember M-R-E-Y-Y or M-R-E-Y? America is supposed to be the same thing, a beautiful place. For those who pay attention to the what you call with the Statue of Fake Liberty, you know what I'm saying? Ellis Island. They used to have a thing in New York where it said, "Come and be merry, be joint," drinking beer and everything was going to be grand. Next thing you know, they were handing out suits and rifles, long rifles. This is what you got to do. I'm just saying, man. It's chaotic all the way through, and nobody knows or sees that for what it is. I mean, how can you be in New York where we invented the commodes and you're dumping pee and urine out the windows because you didn't know how to repair them? And every time one of us came in, the fear of reprisal, because what y'all don't know about with Luther King, right? Martin Luther, right? He had a couple of sidemen who literally were hitmen. And Martin Luther King would say to the white people who were going, the pale skins who were going, "We don't want y'all here. We won the world. We won this land fair and square. We beat you." No, you didn't. And he says, "Okay, well, if you don't want to have this deal, I'm going to let brother so-and-so come in here." And these are the guys that had rifles, guns. And see, this is the story they don't tell you because they want you to feel hopeless. And it's not just the deacons with rifles and guns. No, and all this race riot stuff, but you don't never tell you. They talk about, oh yeah, the United States military, but the Buffalo soldiers was whooping ass left and right. But they want to whitewash it, and that's what they've done. So you have this fake sense that makes y'all feel, there's no hope. And then you got these worthless niggas. Reparations is what we need. And wow. No, you forfeited everything in ignorance. No. And you didn't really forfeit it in ignorance. You just didn't know better because they created a system around you that had no value to you. And then they had to devalue more. And then when they gave you the value, they taught it to your children who are ignorant and dumb. And ergo, you have an individual come in, Kappa Phi, Kappa, Delta Phi, whatever, all these Sigma Phi monkeys, right? Until they realize it was too late. Because you go and watch any of them now and they'll tell you that. So I'm gonna give you some real stuff. We far from finished. All right, so just bear with me. I do my little Harry Houdini fake stuff. Anyway, I don't mess with that. That's garbage. So marry, it's a covenant. I mean, it ain't for them. It ain't what they're trying to teach them now. Yeah. It's not for them. The land will engulf them. That's why they want to engulf you. Okay. They want to put it. Remember, they always want to put everything outside so you won't look inside, to clear up the inside, but you want to take care of the outside as if the inside is not beneficial. All right. How can you be in the land if you're not taking care of it on the inside? But your mind is everywhere else on the outside. And you listen to the people who don't have no say. Why do y'all debate and argue, fools? Just asking. When we look at, and people, I let y'all jump, some people jumped on me, right? Saying, there were no light skins here. I'm just going to read because a lot of y'all are pretty ignorant, okay? And you know I don't bite my tongue when I say this. I'm going to read, and you can read along right with me. You know I'm showing out. I don't have an ego, but damn it, I feel like stroking motherfucking ego. Let's go to Hosea chapter 7, verse 8, King James version. We already know who made that. All right, because it's damn sure ain't what King James had. But I want you to pay attention because this holds a real solid truth. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. So the brothers who he mixed in with, this is our brother from Hosea, from Judah. Yeah, we're gonna look into that. Hold on. It's caused some confliction. Okay? So about we ain't have no light skin, Judeans, you are a fucking retard. And they're all throughout South America. You just don't know which ones it is because you can't make head between chinos, this, that, and other. And to know that they are probably the true Awakaino or whatever, even of the Olmec blood. Seriously. Olmec, those were giants of giants. They Poontang, hey, baby, you know what I'm saying? Hey, haha. Like I said, my children got all my talents. Oh, okay. I want to make sure somebody wasn't trying to act up over there now. I'm not done. Woo-wee. Where's it at here? God dog it. Is that it? Okay. Let me make sure I got the right one. Okay, that's all I do. No, we don't want that up there no more. Okay, here we go. I have a lot of tabs up top, y'all. Ameri means sea as well. It means sea, like either from the sea. See, some people still have a hard time accepting Atlantis, the first enclave that fell due to messing with things we're not supposed to. Then came Egypt. Something happened. You don't need to hear about that. There was a grand war at the fall of Atlantis by the narrative. Then subjugation, manipulation, how to kill, how to slow down. But somebody was able to rise up above the occasion and shut Egypt, which was a period existing everywhere. Even in the new lands they call Africa. The new lands, the new world, Africa, and the new world. And Tartary came into procession for a long time. A long time. And again, we had the Injits, should have got rid of, who decided to go playing with things we were never meant to create. Those very things let's go back to Hosea 7:8. Whenever I would heal Israel, the sins of Ephraim are exposed, and the crimes of Samaria revealed. They practice deceit. Thieves break into houses, bandits rob in the streets, but they do not realize that I remember all their evil deeds. Their sins engulf them. They are always before me. They delight the king with their wickedness, the princes with their lies. They are all adulterers, burning like an oven. So let's go ahead and pull this up because I have to do it. Okay. Let's pull it up. Although it is not expressly stated in the book of Hosea, it is apparent from the level of detail and familiarity focused on Northeast geography that Hosea conducted his prophetic ministries in the northern kingdom of Israel, of which he was a native. He couldn't do it in a people. Israel is not a place. I can't help myself. This is the reason why. There's a reason why I'm reading this, to show you how the George Orwellian factor happens to write a people in and they never meant to be there. Okay. That's why when I see these Hebrews doing what they do, I'm sitting there and I'm saying, oh, there's the reason why. And I'll read the latter part to you in a minute. Let me pull this other thing out. Pay attention. Okay. No. Hosea, son of Beeri. Modern Hoshea, Tibetan, Hoshea, salvation, Greek, was an 8th century BC prophet, before the Common Era, or before Christ, whatever you want to call it, prophet in Israel, who authored the book of prophecies bearing his name. He is one of the 12 prophets of the Jewish Hebrew Bible, also known as the minor prophets of the Christian Old Testament. Hosea is often seen as a prophet of doom, but underneath his message of destruction is a promise of restoration. The Talmud, Sesium 87a, claims that he was the greatest prophet of his generation. The period of Hosea's ministry extended to some 60 years, and he was the only prophet of Israel of his time who left any written prophecy. The name Hoshea, meaning salvation, or he saves, or he helps, seems to have been not uncommon, being delivered from the auspicious verb from which we have the frequently recurring word salvation. It may be a contraction of a larger form of which the divine name Yahweh or its abbreviation formed a part, so as to signify Yahweh helps, according to the Bible Numbers 13:8, the Bible's number, chapters 13 through 8, verses 8 and 16. That was the original name of Joshua, son of Nun, until Moses gave him the longer theophoric name Yehoshua, or Yahweh is salvation. That's not God's name. Now that leads me into this. Let me shake the tree. Y'all can look up the word covenant. The landing covenants. Look, the landlord covenants to repair the property. An agreement. There was a covenant between them that her name was never to be mentioned, but you know it's an agreement. And it has nothing to do with these bastards. We were always here. We didn't need no damn agreement, but it's to be known that it belonged to the rightful heirs, not these monkeys running around claiming and professing all this nonsense that most people don't know how to recognize because they have been indoctrinated so deeply. All right? That's not hate. Okay, let me see, where's it at? All right, do whatever you got to do, bro. Okay. So we have in Yiddish, this ain't Hebrew. Jah or Yah is a short form for the tetragrammaton, Yahweh. The personal name of God, Yahweh, which the ancient Israelites used. Ancient Israelites did not use that shit. That's how they fell. And that's the lie. The conventional Christian English pronunciation of Jah. How many of you are aware of how many different names are there of God? I did some a while ago, and I think a young lady who's watching my video is going to see that video and be like, holy shit. For those who have too hard time back going on over 100 videos, go back and see when I talked about mention the God that y'all has nothing to do with creation, the source or anything. You still create, and they're breaking that down because they want to be the God killers. I asked you to watch and learn about that, but you don't want to listen to Bill Red. You think that Red is unworthy because he asked for a couple of dollars in Cashapp to buy some books. I actually have 2 yellow things out in the truck. Maybe I have to pick some up, but I'm not going out today. I'm going out in the front, basking in the sun. I'm barefoot. If the books is there, they be there when I get them. So anyway, 100 Names of God, Daily Devotional is a Christian book by Christopher Hudson. There's plenty of places where you can pull up all kind of different information. You ain't got to go to that one. There's PDFs. There's ones in China and everything. Hindu, whatever. But let's start right there. Christopher Hudson, that was first published in 2016. The book includes 100 names of God, including Adonai and Yahweh. And each day's devotion encourages readers to reflect on God's identity. Devotions are short enough to read in 5 minutes and are intended to help readers deepen their understanding. Understanding, to stand under. That means to be governed, all right, of God, not by that principle which is natural, or the fact that you are immortal. You just don't know it because they have you existing on the outside, the physical, instead of your eternal. Anyway, understanding of God in appearance, hope, joy, and peace. What the fuck did you need hope, joy, and peace when they existed, and now they create chaos all around you? The liars, excuse my language. When you think of Jehovah, Nishi, or the Lord by manner, right? You think about El Namiham or Hanaim, Hamanim, right? God who is faithful, and El Salah, and El Salah, and El Shaddai, and Jehovah Rapha, and Jehovah Jireh, Jireh. One of them idiots in Jamaica don't know what the fuck they're saying. Hell Celeste, stupid asses. Elohim, it's a title. That's a title. El. Remember we went over that? And then you get into Father or Abba. And most people who say Abba disrespect Gaia and say this can't be one and the same. Those are dumb niggas who don't know nothing. All right, you get into the Most High, which is absolutely fine. They say the Christians use it. The Christians never use it. We actually started determining that. They didn't do shit until they became this non-denominational garbage. All right. And then you have El Roy, and it goes on, like I say, 100 names. You can look at them yourself, even Nimrod and shit like that. El Bay. I'm serious. What the Creator need to give you its name for? You're having an existence, and you are being monopolized by monkeys who are just like you, who want to make sure you're sick and ill. And they got everybody in their positions who don't have no clue of what the fuck they're really doing, but they accept it because even they're living outside themselves, even though they have a little temporal of being able to see something on vision. If we want to sit there and talk about adrenochrome and all that other goofy shit, there's a lot of stuff up out there. All right? These fools have no real direction and knowledge. You better hear me. Okay? You see how people come in and they run because they don't know what to do. They think it's a game. I keep telling you, it's not. I'm not making no more threats or promises. It already been made. As is written, so shall it be. You dig what I'm saying? I keep reaching out to the brothers and sisters because you have to change. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Anyway, let's get back into it. Okay. So, again, I got this little kid on Instagram trying to argue with me. His name is, he's one of the idiots still running around with that Yahawashi. Yeah. People, that name, you are more than a fucking name. I am not James. For identification purpose for who? For who? For what? Ain't no goddamn citizen. These stupid motherfuckers don't know the first thing from nothing. Okay? And why don't y'all just watch the goddamn ads? Stop being fucking pathetic. Watch the ads. It helps. I won't have to sit here talking about, can you cash at me, with your cheap little bastards can't even give $1. Like, no, it's not that. It's that important because I order books, and you know I'm a book. Are you call what was I saying? A bookhead, crackhead, a bookhead. Because you're not gonna buy them. Your worthless asses are not gonna buy. Only a few people are. Your worthless monkey ass ain't gonna do them. You don't give a fuck probably about your nephews, your children, or anything. I'm gonna have them be able to pass them off if it ain't burned up in the cinder, and that way you have played a part in something major. Because the libraries are full of lies, and nobody's highlighting, and they're abbreviating, bullet pointing shit. They're not putting highlights and saying, look at this, questionable. None of you are going to do it. That's what the fuck I do. All right? There's a reason why I'm called Lucifer, you stupid motherfuckers. Just tribe the fuck up. So next time you see somebody coming with the name Yahweh Shishi and this, that, and motherfuckers all stuck in religion and everything else, tell them I'm your fake God killer. You better get it together. What the fuck you better do? Check it out, my Caribbean brothers and sisters. Y'all got a level 5 hurricane heading your way. It's not natural. There's going to be 2 grand storms that's going to hit America, y'all. So-called America. And it's going to do its damage. New York, it's nice knowing you. I don't know. I'm not giving up. Y'all know I'm sending energy on both sides. I want to see balance, but some of the shit I want to happen, okay? Just letting you know. Just letting you know. The Declaration? What was the Declaration of Independence about? Why we have civil liberties and civil rights? Huh? Why is the fact that they're still using the term democracy and the republic has nothing to do with democracy is written nowhere? Democracy is non-existent. It's the same thing they did before the Bolshevik War. What you call it, when they were pushing Marxism, to what you see Bolshevism going on right now. Ain't got nothing to do with Germany. Ain't got nothing to do with the Republic. As Germany Chancellor, that was a republic. It was not a goddamn democracy. That was instilled after the fall and the Great Wall. Everybody act like they know something. They don't know shit. It's because you have Germany. Fucking, what does that got to do with anything? I'm admitting to the fact that I got German in me, but it's them Germans the niggas. Sick. Well, only one was a pale skin. Still family. Got to play away from that shit. I got Spanish. I think everybody does. If you don't, you're good for you. But I don't have that much Spanish. It's literally married in. It's not. It could be blood, but we don't use the word Spanish. All Latin. Neither one of them means shit. It's bullshit. It's new creation. By these fantasy, by the truth destroyers and fantasy layers. Fantasy layers. I'm eternally bonded to every one of you. But the enemy cannot see strong delusion over them. That's what happened to people before with all this technology. Now, they believe that they're the ones that did this before. I'm going to choke. Woo! Are the Anunnaki real? What do you think? What have you come across? Why don't you say something like the Fleebles or the Mountains, the Tainas? Why don't you say them? Oh, you know nothing about them. Oh, I see. Just like you didn't know to call this land after there. Asia Superior. The East. The Orient, as it was. Where our doctrines still stand. Unguided. I'm not here to guide not near one of you motherfuckers. But you better start listening to some who actually have some sense and realize your position. I don't care about how you feel. I really don't. Y'all feelings to me stink like a million dead bodies. Something you just can't wash out your pores. Your orifices. What I can say to you though, like what I can say to you, it sounds like I said say and tell at the same time, don't it? Is that the majority of the motherfuckers over you are dumb. You put them over you. Ain't over shit here. And because you refuse to hearken on to what I say. It's the reason why you're still in that stable you're in. With no hay, no comfortable place to lay down, no trough, stick your head out and suck some water. Just sitting there, dried the fuck up, waiting for somebody to get an ember going and set the bitch on fire. That's what y'all is. And my boy yesterday was like, man, you got all them jokes, man. You should share some of them jokes. I ain't sharing no jokes with you. No, you know I'm saying. Boy, if you bite my leg with that little love bite again, I'm gonna kick your ass up out the way. He gave me a couple of licks and they gave me that, that little love bite. I had me jump up out the chair. You got chlorophyll downstairs, Papa. Yeah, I'm not putting it right there. Go on downstairs, man. We're going downstairs anyway. I got to make another steak. Anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time. So, Caribbean, yeah, it's a very good possibility. You might get fucked up. So, batten down the hatches. Check, make sure. I'm not using the news. I don't use the news. I don't watch the news. I'm using people who are there, people talking about things, what they've heard, weather patterns, and some other individuals. And I'm just saying, and people here, you really need to pay attention to what's going on. Be careful of some. I know a lot of y'all don't have masks and respirators and oxygen tanks and shit, locks bottles. I mean, check this shit out. Maybe this might help you. America is so-called the biggest corn grower. Then what the fuck are we getting corn from Mexico, Philippines, Thailand? Y'all ain't paying attention to shit. I'm only asking. I really want to know. I'll let my beard grow in, y'all. But I want to know. Hey, baby girl Slaughter. Hey. What's up, mama? Tarek, what's going on? Oh, Meg. I know some of y'all working. You got to do what you got to do. Lord, what that one issue? What's going on? Y'all just pop back up. Max V, do you have any insight on that previous clip, which was trending a few years ago, where they said America gas guilty of? Of course. Yeah, we'll talk about it another time. I'm gonna wrap this up. Of course. It was wonderful. Yeah, that was Brown. Yeah, you already know, beloved. Tony P, I saw the news, a white buffalo being born. Yep. That was not too long ago. And that 10 square miles is still fenced off to this day. How about the fact, what I was talking about yesterday about the borders and the tunnels and shit? Maybe some of y'all close better figure out what some of the tunnels is. Well, I don't think they're sturdy enough. You really need to dig down a few hundred feet. And y'all didn't come together when I told you to be able to put yourself in a place, in a position that might be beneficial. But hey, man, to each their own. Some of y'all believe you can ride everything out. You've heard somebody cry wolf, right? It's that one time when a motherfucker don't listen and the wolf got your ass, all right? You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have y'all up in here. You know what I mean? And I see my baby come in fused. She ain't come in here. We are backwards and everything inverted. Yes, yes. You already know, beloved. I got you, bro. Indigo Turtles, Sharon Wilson. I hope many were able to stay. I know many came through and stuff, and it's always the way it is. Watch the ads, brothers. For those of you, I know who y'all watch a lot, please watch the ads in total. Yeah, you could turn it down. Just let it play, you know? Play it once or twice. I'm about to crack the windows and everything and let the heat get up in here and put the fan. I might stay upstairs. I might just stay upstairs. I got everything I need. I've got clothes I got to fold up in the dryer. Yeah. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Sorry about the lighting. It's not anything in here. It's the camera. It's, I guess, the, you know, have an issue or whatever. But I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the other stuff. I got 2 more videos I'm going to upload here and shortly. And then we are going to get to read. I know we didn't yesterday, right? I did what I had to do for yesterday. Okay? And I'm going to drink some more of this celery water and finish this cran apple I'm eating, which, surprisingly, I forget the name of the chemical they're using to fuck with our fruit. But it begins with an M. I forget. But it browning like that is a good thing. I can smell it. But the M is not allowing the pores of the apple to smell as it should. That's why when you walk into a produce facility, you don't smell it. Because they still, stupid asses are still spraying stuff. They're going to have, it's not about compensation no more. Y'all need to stop that compensation shit and get your minds out of that. It's going to be fucking revenge. Now let me tell you about the mind of people that put on costumes. They feel invincible. Actually, they're a million percent far from it. And by the time they realize the fucking error they way, it'll be too late for them. They have a chance now. And listen to me. I've talked to enough idiots, ex-military, light-skinned motherfuckers, to see some of them are just stupid as fuck. Sadly, you don't want them like that, but they have plenty of them out here. So some of you are going to have to Christmas Atticus yourselves. That's the way it's going to be. You're going to have to get out there and you're going to have to get your hands dirty and greasy. And it's going to happen soon. Real soon. And some people are going to go to sleep and never wake up again. Because you didn't take the precautions. You didn't do what needed to be done. And there's not another place for you destined for. I can't even speak on that. Anyway, again, appreciate y'all, sisters, brothers. See y'all in a few hours. Yeah, it's going crazy.